Welcome to another segment of SOS discussion. So, you guys, Texas and OU have been a part of the Big 12 since 1996, but here lately, they're trying to shake things up and they've got approved to move to the SEC come 2025. So, I want to get you guys' reaction to Texas and OU moving to the SEC. I'll start with you, Jamar. What do you think?
Well, personally, I think obviously it's a money move, getting more money, be it that you're playing better teams. But I think more importantly, it's going to bring better recruits to their teams. When you're looking to go to the NFL, when you're looking to be the best you can be, you want to play the best competition. So when you're playing in the Big 12, knowing that the SEC does have better competition, making that move to the SEC, also knowing that your rival Texas A&M and OU is coming with you, it seemed like a perfect decision. It's kind of crazy. It seemed like they've been in the Big 12 forever, but it just is what it is. They want better competition and obviously more money for their organization.
Yeah, originally I was completely confused. I was thinking, why would Oklahoma want to take a chance going to the stronger competition, knowing that they run the Big 12? The Big 12 is their conference, similar to how Ohio State and Clemson have their conferences with no real adversary to think of off the top of your head. But then I started thinking about it. We're getting to a 12-game playoff system soon. These losses are as much. And now they don't really have much to hold them there. Yeah, they had Oklahoma State. Texas didn't even have that, if we're talking about them. But now you get to face off against even stronger competition. And I'm looking forward to the matchups that can be had. I'm not exactly happy with the realignment that I'm seeing, though. I'm not really a fan of it. I've seen people talk about the 4-pod system, and I'd love to know how you guys think about that. But I like the one team in the opposite conference or opposite division playing them every year and then alternating. But I just feel like the 4-pods, maybe it's because I'm an LSU guy, but I feel like I'm losing a bunch of good rivals with that.
Makes sense. So let me ask you guys this. How do you think Texas and OU compete over in the SEC? Because we know Texas has had a bad year lately when it comes to facing off against SEC teams. So how do you guys think that Texas and OU compete over there? I'll start with you, Darian.
Well, when I look at it, they're not moving right away. And I think that they would be smart as far as Texas to give Sarkisian a couple of years, maybe a year to build a foundation and then another year to really get his real footing and say, okay, we're ready to make that step, because right now they'll be a middling program. And stepping into the SEC may get you a couple of more recruits because you want to play against those guys. However, I just don't think that Texas, as of right now, is ready. Oklahoma, on the other side, they'll step in and they'll be a team where they can compete. They can compete and not win the conference right away. I don't think they will, at least because we've seen them go against SEC opponents in LSU and Alabama and other higher opponents in the college football playoffs, and they haven't really matched up. But they are a team that can compete. You look at the SEC, it's not the same team every year. Even with Alabama, you'll get an Auburn to win one year, or you get an LSU to win one year. And I think that Oklahoma will go into that mix of being one of those teams that immediately is a competitor and a real contender to win the SEC, whether that's in the East or if they come into the West, they'll be a competitor in either one of those divisions. And I think they'll land in the East, and that's why I think they should land.
I'll also say I think it's going to be a different type of football. You see, if you watch Big 12 football, it's obviously more offense, more things going higher scoring, in my opinion. But it's going to be different. Their defense is going to have to be a little bit different. They're not going to be able to just get in shootouts and win games. It's going to be different. I definitely don't think Texas is ready yet. But this is more of let's get ready for the upcoming years, and maybe we can get some better recruits knowing we're going to the SEC. You saw more recruits going to Texas A&M knowing we're going to the SEC. We have the best competition. So no, it's not an immediate move. Like right now, they have a couple of years to when it happens. But I think by the time we get to 2025, Texas still holds a little bit of brand. OU definitely has a brand, especially with quarterbacks. I think by the time of 2025, I think they can be competitive. I don't know about winning the conference, but I think definitely the brand of football, the history the teams have, both of them have historical colleges. I think definitely they'll be able to compete. But we can slow our roll on winning the conference in the SEC, the hardest one in all of college football.
No, 100%. I do want to ask you one thing, though. You mentioned it, yes, until 2025, they aren't officially out of the belt, but they can pay. It's a lot of money. It's a lump sum, but they can pay a lot of money to get out early, which is what I think they will. Sitting around for 4 or 5 years, I don't know if the Big 12 would want that. I don't think Oklahoma or Texas would want that. I want to see what you think. What you think? Do you think they'll spend their whole time, or do you think they'll get out early?
Be honest, I think that's above my knowledge, Darian. I think that's that like I watch football, but I don't know how the finances work back there, to be honest with you. I mean,
They got it.
obviously,
They got
I
it.
mean, you got it, but there's a whole lot of other stuff you gotta spread that wealth to. So
Yeah.
I don't know. So it's definitely something they gotta take care of at the up tops. I don't know. But for sure they trying to get out of there right now. Nobody wants to be in the Big 12 after they already done said trying to go to the SEC. I feel like the Big 12 and everybody's just gonna be weird. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I
Like Dana, you know what I'm
definitely.
saying? Yeah.
And I think that with the money that the SEC is about to make with their new contract, I think it'll be able to bounce back if they go ahead and leave. But before I give it back to you, Mia, I want to say what I didn't like about the realignment in the. I'm a fan of keeping the East and the West together. I would put Texas in the West, which is LSU, Alabama, Texas A&M, Auburn, and I would put Oklahoma in the East. And I know it seems odd that you would want to separate those two because they're such heated rivals. However, in the SEC, you have one team in each division that you play every year, and some schools are not a fan of that, mostly because Alabama cakewalk every year. However, I think I still like it. It allows.
Sorry, I was trying to see if he's gonna come back in.
Yeah.
Well, you guys let us know what you think in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe, share this with somebody you know. We're SOS Discussions here at Spot on Sports, where we're not just accurate, we're spot on.